Today I am going to change the orientation of the door on this dryer. I know that a lot of people may have never noticed this, but when something has a left or right door, an appliance like a refrigerator, in this case a dryer, many times, not always, but many times you can switch the direction. And if you'll notice, I've got these little buttons right here, and they kind of match up with these screw holes on this side where the hinge is, and then this little blank tab right here matches up with this little catch here, this little spring-loaded catch. This part's not spring-loaded, but the hole inside the door is. The door has that on both sides, has that spring-loaded catch on both sides. Now we can't just flip the door upside down because this does have a top and a bottom. This is cut out here to match this, or to allow for this area here for the filter. So, as I can see, everything should switch over. I've got these little caps on this end here that I'll have to pluck out of there, I think. Or maybe they'll just show themselves when I swing the door around. I don't know, we'll see. And anyway, the hinge area will go in there. So I'm going to, and it looks like if I just take these little screws right here all the way around, that we can rotate the handle. We can rotate the handle all the way around to this side, so that when we hinge it over here, the handle will open here. Now the button is on one side, and I don't see a place to move it over here. I don't think it needs to move over there. It's not in the middle. I think it should have been in the middle, but it's going to be on this side now. I mean, it's going to stay on this side, and the button that turns the light on and shuts the dryer off. Well, let's get started. I'm going to take a Phillips screwdriver, and I'm just going to go on ahead and take these screws out, take the door off. I don't have anyone to hold the camera for me, so we'll just do this in stages until I get to where I can probably just do it up here on top of the dryer, or on top of the washer or the dryer. And I got a tripod in here, but I've got to get myself in a position for the tripod to see what I'm doing. I have the door off, and I took these things here off, and I'm gonna I plucked one of these caps off. I'm gonna pluck the other one out here, and just work it out with this knife here a little bit, and I need two hands to get it better. Got that switch made, got those buttons in over here, got my catch on this side, and the blank over here, and I put one of these screws part way in on the top because the hinges on this have a keyhole shape on it, so that you can hang it in place on a loose screw, position it, and then tighten it down. When I look inside this hinge area, it looks like, I'm not sure, but it looks like the hinge is going to stay on a major part of something inside here. And so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take these outer screws off around the circle, and take the door handle cover off, and I think it'll be more self-explanatory what I got to do after that. I'm pretty sure that these screws right here got to come off as well to open it up. Got all those screws out. Now I'm gonna see what I get when I lift this thing up and turn this handle around, this cover around. Let me see now. What I gotta do is just flip this around this way to put it back together, but I gotta get the hinge over here on this side. Turn it over and see what we got here. Here's a left, here's a right. It's got it embossed in here. I'm going to shut the camera off and figure out what I'm doing here, and get back with you in a minute. Well, it says in great big letters right across here, do not remove. And it says left here, and it says right here. And I don't know what's in there. This thing is heavy, and I don't know what's in there. I am curious, but I'm not going to remove it yet because I don't think I need to. I got 2 screws right down here that I need to take off, and I got 2 matching screws like that on this side, and then this handle, and then this little thing right here should come out and switch places. We'll switch places. We'll put this over here opposite where it was on this side, and I'm going to see if this handle will come out now when I take these 2 screws out. Okay, the hinge does come out. I called it handle a minute ago, sorry about that. It does come out, and now it doesn't have a top or a bottom. It's made exactly the same on both sides, both directions. So we just gotta fish this thing back in there. On this side, no, not yet. This comes out. This comes out first. The same 2 screws that I took out to get this hinge off on this side, I gotta take them out over here because there's a cover. We'll get back to that in a second. I'm going to take this piece off and mount it over there. I got this piece that I took off of here mounted over here. All it is just a little cover for these hinge access holes here. And okay, the hinge is going back in now, and it goes in with these screw holes on this part here. That has to go down because the screws come in from the other side that go in there. There's 2 screws. So now we got this in here. And I just got to pretty much align these screw holes right here. The screw holes on the hinge. Get some screws started there. I can tighten them up later, but I want to leave them a little bit loose so I can get my other screws. They go in the bottom there. They go in from underneath. I want to get those lined up and in there, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get 2 screws started in here. Sorry about the squeaky noises on this cheap tripod. I gotta hold this little thing in place and try to get these screws started in the bottom. There's one. There's the other one. Okay, I'm going to tighten those down, and then I got two more screws like that to put in the hinge side. These two little screws right here are going to go in the hinge side. And I think I can turn this over and find those screw holes pretty easy here. Have to adjust it a little bit, I guess. That's why I didn't put those screws in tight, these out here on the outside, because I got to find these holes here. Well, before I put that cover on, this thing says do not remove, but I'm taking it off because of all this gritty, chunky stuff falling out of it. And here we have it, a couple of mud daubler nests in there. So, I see no other reason why, I don't see any reason at all why I shouldn't be able to take that piece off. I should have taken it off in the first place. It made a lot more room to work. And all it was to taking it off was squeezing these little clips. It's self-explanatory. There's 4 of them. And that came right off. Well, I'm going to clean this off a little bit and then put it back together. I believe I'm ready to put this door back on. I got my screws laying in the drum of the dryer, and I got one screw up here on top that this keyhole screw hole is gonna hang on that to get started. So you got like a keyhole shape to it. It'll hang on that one screw there. Like so. And then I can snug that one down a bit more. Not tight, just enough to hold everything in place while I get some more screws lined up and started in here. Now, I don't know if these screw holes were ever threaded or if I'm just trying to thread into sheet metal. Put them all in just snug, just barely snug, and then tighten them down after they're all in there. It's working. The new catch, the spring-loaded hole has never been used before. I could have switched them switched those back, but it had one on each side that will pop out and exchange with each other, but the new one will break in a little bit. Just a little snug for now. And as long as this switch up here is closing or turning off, then the electric part of it will work just fine, and it does. You see it turns the light off, so it turns the light off, it'll also turn the drum off. Alright, thank you for watching.